Good evening, Martree. It's Matt Wright, Superintendent of Martree Schools. And as promised, I want to make sure that we brought you a Monday update, just letting you know the things that we have worked on over the last week as we move towards opening for the 2020-2021 school year. And I want to start off by apologizing for the time of this update. It was my intention when I got into the office this morning to have this video done by 10, have it uploaded by 12. But life happened. It's been a pretty busy day, and so here I am at 8:45, trying to wrap up the finishing touches on this video and make sure that I get it out. We promised you we'd have something out every Monday, and I want to make sure that we stick to our words, so that we all get into the routine or the habit of expecting this Monday update. And so today I want to discuss three topics. Number one, I want to discuss your digital learning experience at the end of last school year. Number two, I want to talk about the continuation of our food service program in case of future shutdowns. And number three, I want to discuss our plans for our summer athletic program. So let's dive right in. First, I want to talk about your digital learning experience. Let me just begin by saying I appreciate the effort that everybody put forth. Students, teachers, parents. I commend all of you. Parents, I know how hard it was to go to work and then come home, and on top of all the other requirements of being a parent, to also add to that plate being a teacher. I'm so appreciative of the effort that you put forth and the sacrifice that you made to make sure that we continue to keep kids engaged in learning. Throughout this process, though, I feel like we've learned a lot. And so as we prepare for next year, our district wants to be in the best shape possible. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be bringing some teachers in and working on developing a plan for instruction should the need to close for a short period of time arrive. And this is where we need your help. We need your input on how your experience was. We need your feedback on how we can make it better. Now, your first thought probably was, don't do online learning. Believe me, I understand. I have 2 kids of my own. One of them's in kindergarten, so I know that it proved to be quite the challenge, and if there was a better way, we would certainly do that. But I do feel that this is our best method, and so we just need to know how to make it work better for all of us. So as our partner, here's what we're asking you to do. If you have a suggestion or feedback on digital learning and how we can improve, email us at mtsdfeedback@gmail.com. Once again, mtsdfeedback@gmail.com. As some of our teachers come in and prepare to help us for next year, we want to be able to build a system that is as user-friendly as it can possibly be. That's not an easy task, and ultimately, we can't do it by ourselves. Now, we can't include all suggestions, but we are working to try to make sure that is better for all of us. If there are videos that you would like for us to put together, whether it be on Google Classroom, whether it be other types of platforms that students might have used that you weren't familiar with, and you just need us to put together a video to help teach you how to use that, we'll be glad to do that. We just need to know. So if you've got an idea on how to improve, or if you have an area where you need help, please make sure that you include that in your email. Also, we're going to be sending out a survey through Google Forms in the next week or so. We just want to make sure that we know about the devices that our students have in homes, and we want to make sure that we know the students who might need devices in their homes. And so as we get that posted, please make sure that you're sharing that through social media. We will also be mailing that out, and just make sure that you talk to those that you know who have kids in our district. Make sure that they get that filled out so that we can work to create a really solid instructional plan should we have to close for a short period of time. Secondly, it's going to be important that we have a plan in place to continue our food service program should a shutdown for a few days occur. In the next few days, we will post a Google form, and you can go ahead and fill that out and register. We just need you to help us get that word out once again. The ultimate goal is to feed as many kids as we possibly can and be prepared for whatever may occur. This year we were able to get that done. We put that together and put out a Google form. I think the day before the shutdown was announced. But still, we want to make sure that we get ahead of that. We don't want to be facing a shutdown and working on putting all that together. So it's important that we have this plan in place, that we get everything filled out, and that we don't have to rush the last second. Just a reminder about next year, every student will eat for free breakfast and lunch at Marked Tree School District. We're going to need your help with that. When school starts, we'll need everyone to fill out a free and reduced lunch form as a stipulation for our participation in this program. Third, as many of you have probably seen and heard, schools have been allowed to let athletes back into school facilities. Now, that actually started today, but there are rules and regulations. And those rules and regulations, they changed even over the weekend. And so here's the deal. We chose not to rush. We knew that the plan over the time that it was announced, we knew that it would change. We wanted to make sure that we were gathering all of our materials. We wanted to make sure that we are as organized as we possibly can be. There was just no reason for us to feel like we needed to rush to get kids back. We want to make sure that when we get them back, that we're prepared. So Coach Wilburn has been spending time over the past week. She's lining out all the details and she's creating that plan. These regulations require equipment and supplies, and changes, as I said, they've kept coming. And so as people move through the first few days in other districts, we know that there's going to be some lessons learned. So seeing what others put in place, seeing their plans, and developing the best plan possible ahead of time while keeping our kids safe, that just made the most sense to us. Now, that's not to say that others aren't being safe, but this has allowed us to see what everybody else is doing, take that into consideration, and make a sound plan. Our coaches have a meeting scheduled tomorrow morning to work through these issues, get organized, and then we're going to start reaching out to athletes. The doors are going to be opening soon, but not until we are 100% ready. There is no game. There is no game that's more important to us than the safety of our students. So once we get that information out, we will post that to our Facebook page and our school webpage. So make sure that you keep going there and checking for those updates. Last thing I want to tell you is that on Thursday there's going to be a webinar put on by the Arkansas Department of Education. They're supposed to be releasing some more details on our return to school. So make sure that you come back next Monday to see what we've learned and the potential impact that it will have on our district. And so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. I apologize about the time. I'll certainly be better next week. So have a great week.